Hello, everyone. Dana here from the Next Issue Podcast. This is my review of the new Netflix anime, TRESE. This is just for the first episode. I wanted to do. There's only 6 episodes out, but I wanted to do a review for the first one because not only did the subscribers here watch, like this is one of our most watched videos in the channel when we talked about the trailer and the debut. Um, so I wanted to just do one because I don't want to binge the show. I want to enjoy it. I want to take my time with it, but I wanted to at least do one review so I could follow up on all the people that kind of joined the channel, hoping for more content like this. For those that haven't watched that other video, you should go watch it or watch the trailer at least. But Trece is it's a Netflix original anime that it's adapted from the Filipino comic. Um, and yeah, like the premise of the comic is that and the show, we meet Alexander Trece, that who is a like she's kind of like a supernatural detective. One thing I did forget to mention, the original comic was created by Bujit Tan and Kajo Baldissimo. Like I said, this is a Filipino comic. It's very popular, and I think a lot of people had been looking forward to this coming out. Um, the first episode is directed by Jay Oliva. Now, if that name sounds familiar, is because Jay has directed a lot of the DC animated movies recently. He did Batman Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, Justice League War, Assault on Arkham, Batman vs. Robin, all that stuff. He's also working on Army of the Dead to Las Vegas, so it looks like Jay has now kind of moved on to do not only DC stuff, but stuff with Netflix, the animated stuff. And I like a lot of that stuff, so I already went in. I went into this knowing that I was gonna probably enjoy this. Another really cool thing about the show, before I get into it, this show, the voice cast is, at least for the English, and I imagine for other languages too, but for the American dub, uh, it's mainly Filipino voice actors, which not only does it give it a Filipino or Filipino American, I'm not sure on everyone, but I can tell, like, it was a big thing that we kind of heard as we were coming into the show. Um, uh, we it makes it feel really really authentic. It makes it sound good too, because even though, like, I don't like when voice actors, and I don't this isn't like a critique of voice acting or anything, but voice actors trying to mimic an accent from a specific part. It's one of the reasons why I found, as much as I love Cowboy Bebop, sometimes the accents that they had to pull off were, well, yeah, they were not the best. But anyways, yeah. So the cast is mostly Filipino. You learn a lot here about the Filipino mythology too in just the first episode. Um, the premise is when a ghost turns up dead and a train and some train passengers go missing. Tres is called in by the local police uh, to investigate something they call the aswang, which are some kind of creature. I don't want to say vampires because that's not what they are. Obviously, it's something different. But that's the closest thing I could think of when I'm just trying to relate it to mythology that I'm more familiar with. We also see, first of all, the fact that a ghost is dead. That's super cool. Like, how do you kill a ghost? Obviously, watch the episode to find out. But yeah, I like that a lot. I really, really like the character of Trece. She is just, she's what they call the Lakan, who is kind of like the there's an accord, there's a contract with all these supernatural creatures and the humans that um, she kind of oversees, that nobody oversteps those boundaries. But as we get further and further into the culture and people forget about the supernatural stuff is also kind of, like, uh what's that old saying, give them an inch and they'll take a mile, something like that. So they're chipping away at it, and that's kind of what's starting this conflict. Also, corrupt people that want power, obviously through supernatural means. um I gotta say, the like I said, the voice cast is really cool. The story and the mythology, I love the world they're building. There are some establishing shots of just like they almost look like they're painted, and they may be just painted. Like it looks really cool. Um, a little nitpick, like sometimes the animation is you as I've been watching a lot more anime and animated stuff recently, like there's been some really good animation recently, like stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer, stuff like that. This is not on par with that, but it's really good. It's just sometimes there's places where I feel like it stumbles a little bit, and we've seen stuff like this with other recent adaptations from these streaming services, like Invincible and stuff like that, where sometimes the animation just kind of like, and it may be a choice, it may be a stylistic choice. I didn't notice it much, but I did notice it in some places. So if that's something that bothers you, I feel like this is good enough. Like the story and the world and everything else is, all the other aspects are good enough that I'm willing to really look past that. Like it doesn't bother me, but I wanted to bring it up because I want to be forthcoming in this review. Um, Another thing, this is pretty violent and gory. It's definitely not for kids, so watch the rating before you start watching it. And or even with the trailer, you'll see that this is pretty violent. So if that's not your cup of tea, you know, be advised. Um, I think overall, the first episode gives us enough. It introduces some really cool characters. There's some twins. I think they're twins that work with TRESE that are really cool. I like the fact that she works with the police. Like everyone is aware of this supernatural stuff. Like it's not like a surprise. It's not like it's hidden. Sometimes that can kind of hinder a story, but in this world that they've set up, like everything is out in the open. Obviously, there's still like an underground, but it's a different type of underground. Uh, we meet this. I don't know what the creature is called. It looks kind of like a goblin that lives in the sewer. That Trece is kind of like Trece's informant. And you guys can let me know in the comments as I get acquainted with these characters that I'm really liking. Um, I think that's it for the most part. That's gonna be my review of episode one. Overall, I really enjoyed this. I'd give it, I don't know, like a 9 out of 10. It was really good. It's really different than anything else I've seen before, which gets me excited that there's still so much out there, to so much content that I can consume, that is different to stuff I've seen, as opposed to just kind of rewatching the same old stuff or whatever. Um, so yeah, there's 6 episodes out as of this review. This premiered on June 11th, and the episodes are about 30 minutes each. So take your time with it, enjoy it. But yeah, I hope Netflix not only brings this show back, but does more things like this, where they expose us to different cultures and different mythologies that haven't really been explored. I think they did something really cool like this with the Blood of Zeus, and they've announced like a Castlevania spinoff. They've announced, I don't think it was Netflix, but somebody's doing a Lord of the Rings anime. We have the Zack Snyder Army of the Dead spin-off anime. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool things coming. I think animation is one of the best media, other than comics, which I love. I think animation is one of the best media to just kind of try and experiment. So let me know what you thought in the comments. Are you gonna keep watching the show? If you have any information on like all these creatures and stuff, leave it in the comments. The last time for the trailer, a lot of you guys left like like somebody told me exactly what the word Lacan meant and what their I guess their obligation was. We had a discussion on TRESE because the Philippines, their language is very similar to Spanish. Like I can understand a lot of these words, but the fact that and this is something I didn't mention, all the magic, like the spells and stuff, they're cast in Filipino. So like it not only does it sound really cool, but sometimes I understand a little bit of it because I do speak Spanish. Um, but it's such a cool setup of like, yeah, English may be the thing we're talking, or but but when we have to get down to business, we have to speak the language of the people that live here and the culture. So that's really cool. At least I thought it was very enjoyable, and it's a different thing because it's not something that it's kind of like if any of you guys watch Bleach, when all the Arrancar are named, their espadas are like they use a lot of Spanish. The Hollows use a lot of Spanish, which I thought was cool. So when creators integrate different cultures, especially because this is something that is from their culture and it's their heritage and stuff, and they're just sharing it with the world. Um, it's really cool. So, anyways, leave all that stuff in the comments. I love to read them. We love to read them in here in the channel, and we try to reply to as much stuff as we can. But remember to share, like, subscribe. I'll probably come back and do a full review of season 1, or we'll talk about it on the live. I'm gonna try to get the guys to watch this as well. Um, I want to learn more about Alexandra's past. I want to learn more about those twins. Yeah, I liked all the characters pretty much. Even the villain was like, yeah, he's a scumbag, and you can tell. So, anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Share, like, subscribe, comment, all the YouTube things. Hit the little bell, and then watch some of our other videos. We've been doing a bunch of stuff in the channel: comic reviews, movie trailer reviews, a lot of Netflix stuff. Our next live, you should be watching this before our next live, will probably be about the Netflix and the Geek Week. There's a lot of announcements that we want to discuss. So let us know what your favorite thing was, and we'll probably talk about it at the next live. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.